Hello friends, welcome to EduMust Sri Sai Tutorials. I hope everyone is fine and doing well. So friends, in the last class we had already started with 10th standard syllabus, that is biology section, lesson number 6, life processes. So in the last class already we have studied about what is life processes, what are the life processes involved to maintain our body or life, isn't it children? So today we are going to start with the topics of life processes. So before starting, let me just recall like what we have studied in the life process. See, life processes involved nutrition, respiration, transportation, control and coordination, excretion and reproduction, isn't it? So we have also seen what exactly those mean and how we are going to study, right? So today we are going to begin with the first topic of your life process, that is nutrition. So children, what do you mean by nutrition? Nutrition का मतलब क्या होता है? So the intake of food that we do to utilize as energy for our body is called as nutrition. So in the simple words, nutrition means taking of food. Taking of food and utilizing as energy is called as nutrition. So you know very well, nutrition involves so many of nutrients that we take as food, isn't it? I told you that nutrition has, again, there are modes. So what are the modes involved in the nutrition? So everything we are going to learn about plants and animals in this particular topic, that is nutrition. So let us know what are the main two processes involved in the nutrition. So let me write here, nutrition has mainly two modes. Okay, what are those two modes? So first one is autotrophic mode of nutrition and another is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so what do you mean by autotrophic and heterotrophic? इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Now whatever we are going to learn about autotrophic and heterotrophic, it is all related to the plants and animals that we are going to learn in this topic. So first let us move to autotrophic. Auto इसका मतलब होता है self और trophic का मतलब होता है synthesize. Okay, so autotrophic, that is self synthesize. So self synthesize कौन करता है? Who can prepare their own food? So you all very well know, you have learned in your lower classes also that plants prepare their own food, isn't it? So that process is called as autotrophic nutrition, isn't it? Plants किसी पे depend नहीं रहते, वो अपना खाना खुद बनाते हैं. So what is autotrophic? How they prepare their food? We'll be learning more in detail in the next classes. So before that, let us move to heterotrophic. What do you mean by heterotrophic? Heterotrophic का मतलब होता है जो खाना खुद ब खुद नहीं बना सकते. Example, animals. Even there are some plants who can also not prepare their own food. They are totally depend upon others. So that also we'll be learning. So here heterotrophic mainly involves like animals also who cannot prepare. They are totally depend. So again in heterotrophic there is still some processes involved. So what are the modes of heterotrophic nutrition? Let us see. So heterotrophic nutrition involves, that is saprophytic, or you can also call as saprotrophs. Then you are having parasitic and Holozoic You have also learned about insectivorous. Even they are also involved in the heterotrophic. Now heterotrophic is totally like based on the type of nutrition and the type of intake of the food that is involved with the organisms. For example, if you are learning about the animals, you have learned about herbivorous, you have learned about carnivorous, you have learned about omnivorous. So all their modes of taking of the nutrients are again different over here. In the same way, here saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic are also different. So what exactly do we mean by these terms? Okay, here saprophytic or saprotrophic, it means that the organisms which depend upon dead and decayed matter for their survival is called as saprophytic nutrition. Sapro in the sense it is rotten. रोटन जो हम उसको बार बार यूज़ नहीं कर सकते, वो ऑलरेडी खराब हो चुका है. जैसे हम फेंकते हैं, चाहे वो लीव्स हो, it might be dead and decayed leaves, it can be organisms, it can be also the food stuff that we throw. That these saprophytes, we can tell they are making use of such organic matter and growing themselves. So it is called as saprophytic. Okay. For example of saprophytic we can give is mushroom. So mushroom is the example for saprophytic. Okay. Yes. So let us move to the next one, that is parasitic. So what do you mean by parasitic here? Parasitic means the organism which cannot prepare their own food, but they are totally depend upon other organisms. They take the benefits from the other organisms and make harm for the organism on whom they are dependent. So such organisms we call it as parasitic organisms. Okay. So here example of parasitic we can give is even some plants such as Cuscuta. So Cuscuta is a plant, or in Hindi we call it as Amarbel. Amarbel is also the example of parasitic. This Amarbel can grow anywhere. Wherever it can find the nutrition, it starts growing on such plants or trees. So most of us see in and around that कोई एक पेड़ है और उस पर और कोई दूसरा पेड़ उग रहा है या फिर बेल उग रही है, तो उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? अमर बोलते हैं, Cuscuta. So here we can see that parasitic are also of two types. One is partial and another is total. So you have already learned about partial and total in your lower classes such as in 7th standard and in 8th standard. Okay. So this much is enough that Amarbel or Cuscuta is example for the parasitic type of nutrition. So next is Holozoic. Now what do you mean by Holozoic? Holozoic in the sense the type of nutrition where complex food has been taken in and it requires some processes to be done. So it is directly not been digested. So Holozoic means taking in of complex food, and it also involves some process involved in that process. So you can ask, हर बार हम ये life process में process ही learn कर रहे हैं? Yes, you are right. So life process lesson ही ऐसा है जिसमें हम बहुत से processes learn करते हैं. So Holozoic in the sense complex food material is been taken, or we can say that solid food is taken and goes under the process. So let's see one by one like what are those. So here we have seen already about the saprophytic and parasitic. Let us know what are the processes involved in the Holozoic type of nutrition. So friends, now we will see what are the processes involved in the Holozoic nutrition. Okay, to remember this I will give an idea. तो मैं आपको एक आइडिया दे देती हूँ कि इसको कैसे याद रखा जाता है. आइडिया, चलो पहले आइडिया का स्पेलिंग लिखेंगे. ठीक है, IDEA. आपके दिमाग में क्वेश्चन आता होगा, अरे टीचर ने स्पेलिंग रॉन्ग लिखा है यहाँ पे, वो IDEA होना चाहिए लेकिन टीचर ने लिखा है IDAE. यस, यू आर राइट. आइडिया का स्पेलिंग रॉन्ग लिखा है लेकिन हम उसको आइडिया के तौर पे हम उसे याद कर सकते हैं. तो हाउ टू रिमेंबर दिस processes involved in the Holozoic nutrition? This is a tip or I can say a small way of understanding and remembering I can give you. Okay, so let me write IDA के साथ में एक मैं स्क्वायर लगा देती हूँ और ये हो जाता है IDA square E. Okay, so let us abbreviate what is AD, A square E. Okay, तो I से होता है इंजेशन, ठीक है, डी से होता है डाइजेशन, ए स्क्वायर से मैं निकालूंगी एक ए जिसे होगा एब्जॉर्प्शन, और एक कैसे हो जाएगा एसिमिलेशन, और ई से होता है इंजेशन, ठीक है. सी, these are the words you have to remember. I for ingestion, D for digestion, A for absorption, A for assimilation, E for egestion. तो इसका मीनिंग क्या होता है? क्या है ए इंजेशन, डाइजेशन, एब्जॉर्प्शन, एसिमिलेशन और इजेशन? These are the processes which will help us to take the proper nutrition and digest. So it will help us in completion of the digestion process. Okay? तो इंजेशन का मीनिंग होता है taking of the food. So taking of the food in mouth. Taking of food. I'll just write taking of food here. Okay? Digestion. Digestion का मतलब होता है digestion जहाँ पे शुरू होता है. So to digest. Digestion हम क्या करते हैं? So whatever the food we eat, it involves so many portion of nutrients, isn't it? So all the nutrients are important for our health. So those nutrients are getting digested. They are breaking down into complex, from complex to simpler form, and then it is getting digested. Okay. Then comes absorption. Whatever the nutrients are being digested, that are being absorbed by our cells. Okay. So that is called as absorption. Then assimilation. Assimilation मतलब जो भी एब्जॉर्प्शन होता है वो एवरी पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी में अपना अपना काम शुरू कर देते हैं. सो दे स्टार्ट फंक्शनिंग आफ्टर एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ दोज न्यूट्रिएंट्स. देन कम्स इजेशन. इजेशन का मतलब होता है अनवांटेड पार्टिकल्स दैट आर बीन थ्रोन आउट ऑफ आवर बॉडी. ओके, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज इजेशन. यू कैन से सिंपली एज रिमूवल ऑफ द अनवांटेड पार्टिकल्स. ओके, सो हियर idea can be remembered in this form. So idea का I ingestion, D digestion, A absorption, A assimilation, E egestion. So this all processes we are going to learn. So it is not involved only in the humans, it is also involved from the small microorganism to higher organism. You can say that from unicellular organism to multicellular organisms. Okay children, so we have covered one small portion of nutrition. So nutrition क्या होता है? What are the modes of nutrition? Then again in heterotrophic we have learned again the 3 different types of modes of nutrition and the process involved in the Holozoic nutrition. So in the next class we are going to begin with the autotrophic type of nutrition and see in the detail how do the plants prepare their own food, how they utilize and what are being involved in that processes. Okay, so be waiting for my next video. So do not forget to like, share and subscribe our #edu must Sri Sai tutorials. Till then, have a great day, have great fun. Thank you.